Number 5. Fox and badger. The badgers are not animals that have precisely very good reputation. They are considered quite rowdy and aggressive. They are carnivores and they usually capture their prey taking advantage of their sharp teeth. Although they tend to feed on small rodents and squirrels, this time the badger's goal is much more ambitious, catching some small fox cubs, in view of his mother. It is not normal that this scene occurs, but the coexistence of both species in the same area has made it possible, so the badger tries to approach the lair built by the foxes, to catch one of them and devour it. Obviously the mother he immediately gets in his way. As a goalkeeper tries to prevent the predator from approaching their children, it must be said that despite the difference in size, the ferocity of the badger makes it extremely dangerous, although this time luckily for the puppies does not achieve its goal. Number 4. Pantera vs Jaguar. Although they look like two different species, the black panther that appears in the images is not more than one of the jaguars, with so much melanin that has changed its color. That is why it could be brothers or just group companions. Taken in a zoo, we can see how what starts as a game ends up becoming a real fight between the four specimens that share the area. As happens with all felines, these skirmishes are often caused by disputes over a female or food. Rarely, except in the case of two males, it is a territorial struggle, and less if they are forced to live in a closed space. In any case, do not usually go beyond getting some, staying the winner as a dominator. Number 3. Male gorilla alpha vs gorilla female. One of the most impressive animals we can find is a gorilla, and when we talk about alpha males, they can be totally frightening, and they seem to be very aggressive in certain circumstances, such as defending their territory or fighting for females. What is not so common is that it faces one of the females that make up her herd. In this video recorded in a zoo in Sydney, Australia, we can see how the female reacts when the male approaches his young. It is not very clear the reason, but it seems that it does not make any grace, to the point that it manages to drive away from the vicinity of the puppy with the help of other specimens. Number 2. An aggressive squirrel kills a serpent. It is not that they are natural enemies, but the relationship between snakes and squirrels has never been too good. It is true that snakes occasionally devour some small breeding, and that there has been some case of a normally herbivorous squirrel that has eaten a snake, but it is not common, either because of the squirrel that is seen in the images taken in Africa surely hesitated for a second to launch against the snake. Adults have a hormone that makes them immune to many types of poison, so they have great advantage in the fight. In addition, the strong teeth and the sharp claws of the squirrels can become a terrible weapon. As we can see, its resources are most used for the attack, to such an extent it can become dangerous, that the snake tries to flee as quickly as possible. Number 1. Serpent attacked by a pure coespin. In this case, we could say that we have to watch carefully what we want to put in our mouths. Not everything will turn out to be a delicious meal, and we can even suffer a lot when trying to ingest it. This poor Brazilian boa constrictor overpays her daring. Very hungry she must have found herself in order to dare with a porcupine, but I do not think she will repeat it again. Most likely the rodent would have placed herself in a defense position, curled up on herself. Although it is false that they can shoot the barbs they do release when they come in contact with the predator, and that must have happened with the boa that always embrace their prey to suffocate them, finished with the whole body and even the mouth full of the painful one's defensive spikes.